Hey guys, it is Kim. I am back. It's been a minute. I've been gone for a minute. Yeah, yeah. While I was gone, I I'm laughing because it's been absolutely outrageous. Um, I've been learning. The Holy Spirit has been teaching me, literally. Literally. I'm going to do videos about what I've been learning and how the Holy Spirit has been teaching me in hopes that it will help you, and also in hopes that, you'll start to hear the Holy Spirit for yourself if you aren't aware that what you're hearing is the Holy Spirit, or if you don't think you're hearing from the Holy Spirit. It is very real. The Holy Spirit is. And that the Holy Spirit teaches and guides you 1,000,000% real. I mean, just to give you a brief summary before I get into the prophetic word that I have today, uh, the Holy Spirit has literally been teaching me and showing me about issues that lie deep within my subconscious, issues that are affecting every aspect of my life that I'm not even consciously aware of. It's so deep that if someone were to tell me what the Holy Spirit is showing me before the Holy Spirit has showed me, I'd be like, nah. Who, me? Oh no, that's not my issue. I don't know, maybe somebody else is. Yeah, but for me, no, that's not it. And the Holy Spirit is like, but it is. It's been it's been amazing. I mean, I've been doing a complete 180. So I'm going to share more about that. And my prayer is that you guys will start to experience that too, because it's nothing like it. All right. So the prophetic word that I have for you today, in the last video, I think I hinted at, or I said that I believe my videos are going to become more prophetic. And I've always been a little nervous about that because, I mean, people misuse that. People abuse the gift so much. People even use it for profit, which, you know, everyone has to decide for themselves, if they think that's right or wrong, whatever. I'm not here to be the profit police. But I just was always a little nervous about it and just kind of like, I don't know, I'll stay away from it. But I'm learning things that I know that God, the Most High, wants me to share with his people, especially concerning mental illness, especially concerning bipolar disorders, anxiety disorders, depression disorders, personality disorders, all of this stuff. I know he wants me to share what he's teaching me. He's literally teaching me. So the first thing I want to talk about, well, what I want to talk about today is how he gave me the prophetic word about vitamin D and its link to mental illness. Now, this I know is not breaking news. It's not something new. I believe I know there are a lot of studies out there about the link between vitamin D deficiency and mental illness. And the proof of that is that when I got this revelation on the 7th of September, it just so happened that around that same time, maybe a day before or after, my mother gave me a book that's called The End of Mental Illness by Dr. Daniel G. Amen. And it's so funny because on page 200 of that book, it says that it tells you, it suggests how much vitamin D you should take in a supplement. So basically what he's saying in the book is that a lack of vitamin D affects your brain health. And this is what the Holy Spirit told me. So on the 7th of September, he speaks to me a lot right before I fully wake up. So I'm in that in-between phase between sleep and fully being awake. And I want you guys to really pay attention to your dreams. And if you can, become more and more aware of that moment from when you're waking up from your sleep until you are fully awakened. It's some gold. It's some really really amazing things that happen in that space, because it's like you're still in that realm. um you're phasing out of that realm, that dream realm, which is a real realm. I'm gonna tell you guys what I learned about dreams in other videos, because this is totally just blowing my mind. So anyway, back to what I heard or what I saw. It's like a knowing. I don't necessarily hear it and I don't necessarily see it, but it's a knowing. So the word that came to me was rickets. 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 And I woke up and I was like, rickets. And I know when that happens, Holy Spirit always gives me a word that I have no idea what it is. So I was like, sounds like the Holy Spirit. Let me go ahead and Google. So I Googled it, and it turns out that rickets is a disease that happens in children when they don't get enough vitamin D. So the way it shows up in the form of like soft, brittle bones, and if you see a lot of people with like extremely bowed legs, um, that's rickets, also called osteomalacia. Um, and so rickets is the softening of the bones, the weakening of the bones, especially in children. And so when I saw that, I was like, I mean, I'm bow-legged, but I'm not extremely bow-legged as like the pictures I was looking at. And then it clicked. I was like, oh wait, okay. My mom just gave me a book about mental illness, and as I was perusing through it, I saw vitamin D was this big, huge. It was almost in every chapter. Vitamin D and the lack thereof and its consequences of a vitamin D deficiency. I was like, okay, vitamin D has to do with bones. Okay, I get it. And then I also remembered that I'm in a nutrition class, and in this nutrition class, it just so happened like a day after we learned about vitamins, and the instructor started talking about vitamin D, and the example she gave for vitamin D deficiency was rickets. So I'm putting all the pieces together, and I'm like, okay, you could be talking about my bones. See, this is the thing about God and the Holy Spirit. He's so brilliant. He'll talk to you in multiple levels. So you think it's only about one thing, but it gets spread out to other areas of your life. So I believe what he's telling me is that I need to get more vitamin D because I need to strengthen my bones for when I get older, basically. But then he's also telling me that the cure for my anxiety, a big part of it lies in getting more vitamin D. So I did research on it. I was reading this book about it. I'm listening to my nutrition instructor. I'm listening to the Holy Spirit. And what I realized is that vitamin D is very important. You get vitamin D from several sources of food that I'm going to list off for you. But the major source you get it from is from the sun, right? And we know that when the weather changes and it gets cooler and there's less sun, and the sun's out for a shorter period of time, and maybe it's cloudy, you don't get a lot of sun, people tend, which is like the fall winter months, especially in like the north and east coast, people tend to develop depression. You just feel not as, I lived in New York for 10 years on and off, and that is real. But you don't really realize it because you're moving around so much. But once you stop, you're kind of like, it's true. And then when I came back to, where I'm from originally, which is such a sunny place, things change. So I know that the Holy Spirit is telling me, hey, I'm going to tell you how to tackle this uh, anxiety, this extreme. I mean, I've struggled with anxiety all my life, but these past, I don't know, 3 years, 4 years, it has been just paralyzing. It has been extreme. And I'm going to do a video specifically about that because the revelation I got about that, mind blowing. Mind blowing. So anyway, I just wanted to tell you guys that if you are struggling with depression, anxiety, bipolar disorder, make sure you get you some vitamin D supplements. If you're in a place where you can go out and get some sun at least for 30 minutes a day. Just sit out in the sun. And as Black people, we're going to have to get over that whole getting darker thing. Because would you rather get darker and your mind be functioning properly and your mood is stabilized? Or would you rather stay a certain skin color and be depressed as all get out? You can't even enjoy that light skin you're trying to keep and conserve. That's just a sidebar. So let's work on that. But yeah, so sunlight, right, is a natural way to get vitamin D, and then also get you a supplement. They have gummies, they have drops. The recommended dose is 2,000 IU, which is international units. It's a way that they measure the vitamins. If you look on the back of a vitamin bottle, it'll tell you how much you get per serving. And of course, I'm not a doctor. Speak to your doctor about this before you take my word, okay? But take at least 2,000 IU daily. Drink whole milk. Drink whole milk. I'm going to do videos about nutrition and how we've been lied to and how the things they say stay away from, we need to be running to. Whole another video. Whole milk. Milk is fortified with vitamin D, which means they put vitamin D inside milk. It's not necessarily naturally occurring, but they fortify milk with vitamin D. So whole milk. If you can't get you some sunlight, supplements. Whole milk. So start using whole milk in your recipes. Start using that in your shakes. Start just drinking a cup of whole milk a day. Imperative. Get you some sunlight and invest in you some supplements. And I'm telling you, give yourself a week, a couple of weeks, you're gonna see a difference. Trust me. So God is telling me practical ways, right? Because our brain is an organ. Our brain is our CPU. We must take care of it. We can't be so spiritual that we just neglect the body. It doesn't work like that. Until we lose this body drops to the ground. It is merged into our spiritual life. So what we do in this body affects our spirit, and our spirit is our mind. I'm going to speak about that more in another video, but I don't want to keep this too long. I'm telling you guys what the Lord has shown me about the practical ways to rid yourself of this anxiety and of these mental illnesses. But I'm also going to tell you the spiritual ways he's showing me. So I pray that you guys are able to receive this. Please run out today and stock up on vitamin D. Stock up. Spend as much money as you can on these supplements, on milk, and get you some sun. And I guarantee you, it's going to make a huge difference. So I love you guys, and I pray that you are able to receive this, and I pray that you see a huge difference in your mood and in your mental health once you start incorporating vitamin D in your life. Okay? All right, guys. Love you.